God is here, and Tiffany
All right,
Haddish.
so we
Tiffany Haddish has come over to my palace. I'm sorry, my pleasant land, and she's blessed us with her sober celebrity analysis. So yeah, y'all can get started there. I'm almost
got
trying to
her
get
as
these ladies on here.
Tiffany.
So
I don't have the Tiffany Hashish uh
Yeah, I mean,
link.
this is what's bizarre about this. I I know that we frown upon him now, right? But at one point, Dave Chappelle was a darling in the Negro community.
He still
Uh,
is.
okay, I'll take it. I see more criticism of him. But I think what's hilarious is like that whole what does Ja Rule think of this? And I just think it's so interesting to be like, why would why would we care what Tiffany Haddish says?
Be, uh, it's not. I think you should care what people listen. I think that um we do have to care what celebrities say
Mm.
because they are celebrity because of their celebrity status, and they can do great harm. And it's just like, our oppressors don't take care to, what's I'm sorry, people like Bob Marley, Paul Robeson, Nina Simone. They didn't have files. They weren't hounded by the OSS or the FBI and get this COINTELPRO because of nothing. Even if you disagree with the level of influence and power that these people have, don't mean we can deny it because we don't like it. So even if we want to fight to dismantle the power of celebrity, until that day comes, we have to engage it. And there are segments of the U.S. population. There are segments of the U.S. population where most of their ideas, opinions, positions, views, how they vote, what they wear, how they spend their money, what they prioritize,
right,
it comes directly from celebrities. And we who also seek to influence the people, to move the people, to advocate that the people take some actions and reject other actions, we can't ignore it. I just think we ignore that or denounce it and look away from it at our own peril.
Yeah. I think Ricky put in the chat, and I know like this goes against y'all protocols, but like Ricky put in the chat, I say pay attention to more than care. But I think that's my like I see both sides of it, right? I understand why we have to respond to it, right? But what I'm talking about is Josephus as a person, right? Would not be scrolling his timeline and see Tiffany Haddish and think, man, I'm so happy she said that. And I think that's the part that's the part that's like difficult for me to wrap my brain around. Like, who is looking at Tiffany Haddish and being like, oh, this is a good thing? Like, I just don't even think she rises to the level of, I think a few years ago her saying this was a thing. But now, like, I mean, her star is dimmed.
Right. And this is why I think this is a tactic, although I think it is a really one that's not going to work in her favor, but this is a tactic to kind of revive herself.
That's crazy.
And I had a vegan restaurant when a Beyonce or somebody of her caliber had announced they were going meatless Mondays or some weird shit. And our lunch, and this is in Kansas City, Missouri. This ain't Hollywood. And our Monday lunch hall was just quadruple, like lined up outside the door because some celebrity said they're doing Meatless Monday. I had no idea because I don't follow the celebrities that close. But I'm like, what is happening? What is going on here? Our Monday was generally a slow day, and we got mollywopped and bum rushed.
So I don't know if Tiffany was trying to channel her Safia Bakari by the line that no investigation, no right to speak. But I do think she is trying to, and whoever her marketing team is trying to make her relevant again. Obviously, this is going to get a lot of attention, but this line of "I'm going to see for myself," I'm not going to let the media, whatever. I think that's, kind of like what Diallo's saying. It's definitely a marketing scheme to bring the conversation to her again. She obviously going to get in some white paid rooms, but she will be in black folks' mouths, paws by the arguments that's going to be having. So let's hear this real quick, and then you can respond.
On my way to Tel Aviv, then to Jerusalem, then I'm going to the Dead Sea and go and get me some. Gonna have some fun, yeah, it's gonna be great. Then I'm gonna learn about the politics. Hey, see, I feel like I can't believe everything I see on the internet. I can't believe everything everybody's saying to me on the internet. I need to go see for myself. I'm one of those people. On my way to Tel Aviv, then to Jerusalem, then I'm going to the Dead Sea and go and get me some. Gonna have some fun, yeah, it's gonna be great. Then I'm gonna learn about the politics. Hey, see, I feel like.
So apparently on her Instagram, she took the video down.
Tiffany.
I don't know if it was a live, but 3 other posts, she's doubling down. She's like,
well, she said she's going to Gaza now too. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't see that. Well, I heard people ask her.
She responded to her critics, and she said, "Well, who said I wasn't going to Gaza?"
I mean,
so
maybe
she's going to Gaza, I guess. Maybe the West Bank as well. I don't know. Tiffany crackish, but. Can I level my criticism at the larger community?
Yeah, let's do it.
We're mad selective in who we call out for this complicity with genocide. Because there have been mad celebrities playing footsies with Israel for decades and standing shoulder to shoulder with international war criminals and genociders. And some celebrities, there's outrage. Other times there's indifference. So, it just made me think about when Whitney Houston went to Israel and Bobby Brown went to Israel and stood with a mass murderer shoulder to shoulder and talking about, oh, I'm home now. And it wasn't nothing. Ice Cube went and spoke at a right-wing Zionist event, was a headliner more recently. So it seems like if you can the D list, C list, when they go to Israel, we want to all stand and be righteous and call for and wasn't didn't Beyonce have some partnership promotion going on with either a major Zionist or Israeli company? I mean, y'all mad. It's just the selective outrage is a bit much. So all I'm saying, and let me just drive this point home, because y'all didn't say nothing about this. Y'all didn't say nothing about nothing. When Whitney and Bobby was with Ariel Sharon, the guy who carried out the Shabra and Shatila massacre, and everybody, even now, we still love Bobby. And we still, missing and weeping for Whitney. So I'm just saying it's just selective outrage. So I'm like, keep that same energy when somebody that is still on top, still on and popping, run off to Israel. Keep that same energy. That's all I got to say. Y'all didn't go at Ice Cube like y'all going at Tiffany. That's really.
I mean, Skip, your family is telling you that, at least she went over there and see for herself. Y'all just pirating some old, media and social media type shit, right? She went over there to travel to see the only democracy in the Middle East, and y'all wrong about the wrong things.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing that I think is really interesting about that. It just shows how disconnected people really are to those politics, because you definitely don't just get the politics going over there, because who you gonna talk to, right? Like you're not gonna really come in contact with especially now. And like, how you gonna get into Gaza? Like, that's a whole thing. So I think that's weird. I also would like to just, really acknowledge, I think y'all have talked about it. I'm listening a bunch, but the way, I know that Jackie Lukeman talks a lot about the way that, like churches have been kind of taken and like, we're gonna support Israel and not really putting that in context, but also this idea that, again, that like Tiffany Haddish is someone that we should be listening to about anything, right? That's the part that just keeps rubbing me and making me wonder, like, what in the hell is really happening here? Because, like, ain't she accused of being a pedophile? Like,
that looked like it got cleaned up really fast. I'm not sure.
But, like, it's just like, again, that is very bizarre to the person that I am myself. I personally, me. Yeah. That's just very interesting to me.
I remember one of the lines that I probably use too often on from Dr. Amos Wilson about these Europeans having the ability to control the domains of discourse. So like the stuff that we argue about, they literally could start a fight, and we, it's not much we can do in a sense. And so even when you think about Tiffany Haddish being forced on us, and I'm gonna play a clip in a second too about the thing with like Charlemagne, like if you keep hearing it over and over, a political analyst, and then he start getting on these big, screens, it's like it's almost impossible for him not to be some level of a critical voice to, I guess, the average person who watched the show. And then him bringing on different people, because they got different ways of legitimizing these people's voice. Like, so I remember one time when, again, they had Ian Dunlap on one of his shows, who was supposed to be a master investor, and then they had Kevin Hart saying some stuff about investing, and it made it look like, both of these people are legit people. And then like going against that would only be, as they say, hating, or they made it, or whatever else may be. So, I don't want to discount the fact of how powerful it is for them to get on the screen and like grab the attention of most people.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. I'm acknowledging that happens. Right. So maybe I'm not being clear enough. I'm acknowledging that like everything tells us this is what we should be watching. But what I'm talking about is that what was it, Malcolm X? If you it'll have you hating the oppressed and loving the oppressor. Like, it's just that, like, we don't, like, I just want us to get to a point where we're like, wait a minute, who is this person now? And just asking a couple questions. It's something Diallo just alluded to in a different way. I want them to be as critical of those people as they are of us. Right? Like, if we say that there is no way that you're going to buy your way out of being oppressed in capitalism, they got a billion questions for us, right? But then when the other side says you gotta start your LLC, we gotta circle our money, and there are no questions being asked about that. Like, that's the part that I don't really understand. Like, that is the dissonance that I'm experiencing. Like, that's what I'm not able to really wrap my brain around, is you got a million questions for me. You have no questions for Tiffany Haddish.